There is so many times I have people come into the office and they're sitting across from me and they just look at me and they're like, I feel crazy. I go to my doctor and he talks to me like I'm crazy. He offers me antidepressants, anti-anxiety medications, but I know it's something different. And my main goal for them is just to reaffirm, no, you're not crazy. Your hormones are changing and that is what we need to correct. So welcome to the Perimenopause Bliss podcast. Today, I want to talk about the role of hormones in your mind and how crucial it is that we get that corrected. I've worked with a lot of clients struggling with this, and it only makes sense. Like, you're in perimenopause, these symptoms are all new. We know that your hormones are changing, so doesn't it make sense that you would want to address the hormonal issue first? Am I opposed to anti-anxiety medications? Am I opposed to antidepressants? When they're indicated, absolutely not. However, in vast majority of these cases, it's not indicated because it's not the root cause of the problem. So the main 5 things, I'm in the office here and I have people sitting right across from me from the perspective that you are right now, and they'll tell me one of 5 things that's going on during perimenopause. 1, they're feeling a lot more anxious. 2, they're feeling a lot more overwhelmed or irritable. 3, sometimes they're feeling like as if they feel like a bad parent or a bad spouse because they're just, from a relationship standpoint, they're not responding and reacting the way that they're used to doing it. Number 4, they're tired, but yet they can't relax. And 5, most of them often just say, like, I just don't feel like myself. And really what it comes down to, especially in the perimenopause phase, is that we need to adjust your progesterone. When we get the progesterone adjusted, people feel more relaxed, they feel more calm, they feel less irritable, they feel like their old selves again. Now, there's a couple things we can do to speed that up. If you're struggling with this, acupuncture, and then there's an herbal formula we use for calming. The progesterone hormones are the underlying issue, but these are things that you can use with no side effects to speed their treatment up. And it goes from being a week to 2 weeks to see results to sometimes just a few days. So I really like to add those in. And then lastly, magnesium. Magnesium for all. I've said this in many podcasts before. Take some magnesium before bed. It's not enough it's going to totally change everything on its own, but it plays a small enough role, but enough of a role that you'll see some improvement from it. And then sometimes people are like, well, if this was an issue, like, my doctor would have already told me. And what you need to know is that I always get people, then if that's the case, then bring in your most recent blood work, the one where they said they checked everything for you and everything was okay. Bring it in. And when I check it, guess what? They've never checked the hormones, ever. They'll check to see if you're in menopause. Sometimes they'll check FSH and LH. They never check your progesterone. They don't check your estrogen levels. If they do check them, they usually don't know about the ratios or what the levels should be, because the range, if you look on a progesterone range, is that it never gets checked as abnormal on the chart, because for their reference ranges, there is no abnormal. So it could be anywhere between 0 and up to 80. Like, it's a massive, massive range. And what we want to do is see, okay, given these symptoms, where are you in that range, especially during a certain phase of your cycle? And then we'll be able to determine how we're going to balance this progesterone. Because they don't check, the very first thing that they're always going to do is give, again, as I mentioned earlier, antidepressants or anti-anxiety medications, which when indicated is not a bad thing, but in this case, it's most of the times it's not indicated. And the other problem is that they often, while they will make you feel, they'll take away any feelings of anxiety, they will make a lot of other things worse. Weight goes up, libido goes down. They often don't feel any of the positive feelings. It just takes away the negative feelings and leaves them feeling flat. And then they start getting even more frustrated because it's causing these other changes to happen, or even worsening their body, because again, they never address the root cause. So if you're listening to this and you're in perimenopause, take this advice, get your hormones balanced first, get these things done first, and then see how you responded. I'm Doc Yates. I hope this was helpful, and I am signing off.